Hey guys, Dr. Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com. Today I'm going to talk about spitting. So, always with the BDSM Bible series, you need to watch part 1 where I talk about being a good dom and the mentality and the energy of what makes a good dominant. And part number 2 where I talk about being safe and making sure that she's enjoying it and she's okay with things. So you absolutely need to watch those parts. If you bring up counter arguments or comments about those parts related to this video, you need to go to that video and do your research. So now we're talking about spitting, okay? Now, a lot of people really react strangely when I talk about spitting. They think, girls will say, oh my God, I would never do that. That's disrespectful. Well, that's part of what being a sub is about and what about masochism and sadism is about. This is BDSM, okay? So there isn't, oh my God, that's not an argument in this discussion, okay? Now the question of whether or not there actually are girls who are into it or not from just a question, not a criticism standpoint of, are there actually girls who are cool with me spitting on them? Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I think you'd be very surprised, especially some girls who, fuck man, they're gonna write in a YouTube comment, I would never do that, but then, some hot guy they really like and they're getting fucking kinky in the bedroom and he wants to spit on her and she's cool with it in the moment, right? It's all about context. She says she's not hungry right now, but you go and get McDonald's and they're steaming hot french fries in front of her. Now she's fucking hungry and wants french fries, okay? So she may say spit is not on the menu, but you put her in the right situation, and I'm starting to spit on myself right now. All the saliva in my mouth is getting ready to spit on you. So spitting is definitely on the menu. Okay, now with spitting, now again, I've talked about it in the second video, but spitting is definitely something you definitely have to be careful with spitting, okay? Because you might just randomly spit in the girl's face and she's gonna fucking beat the shit out of you, okay? I've never had a bad reaction from spitting. The only reaction I've had from girls was like, oh my God, you just spit on me. And I was like, yeah, that was okay. Just cool with it. Surprised, but cool with it. So now with spitting, I would say the best place to start is with dripping spit into her mouth, okay? Now we're getting kinky, right? If you're not old enough to be watching this and you're gonna get grossed out, it's not the video for you. So before you complain in a comment and annoy me, just leave. Okay, so while you're fucking a girl, what you can be doing is holding her mouth like this. I like this, it's control. It has the same kind of domination feeling as when you are choking a girl or muffling a girl. You have your hand over her cheeks and you're kind of squeezing it. And it's just this like condescending fucking like cute little girl, like getting fucked like a little whore kind of feeling, okay? And it's really hot for the sub who is masochistic. So you're doing that, and then what you can do is you can lean over her and then just like slowly drip some spit into her mouth, okay? We're gonna get to the point where you're like fucking spitting on her face and wiping it all over her, but that's a little bit more extreme, so we're gonna be cool with this. So you kind of just get some spit in your mouth, and also, she can look at you and she can see if like she sees the spit coming for her and she's like, what the fuck, and like turns away or says, hey, that's not cool, right? So you get the spit and then you just drop it in her mouth. This is like someone spitting into your mouth is just like, there's something so fucking sadistic about it. Some of you watching this be like, oh my God, I wouldn't like that, but the girl might, okay? Especially when she's in the mood. So the mood for spitting needs to be very extreme. Like, it's not one of those things where you're starting to fuck her, right? And then you just all of a sudden you just go, right? There's the mood isn't there, right? Like with slapping or something like that. Like you need to be doing a lot of things before then to get there. And I would suggest that you wait until you've had a lot of experience with this girl and you know what she likes, because this is definitely a bit more extreme. So this is when you're like fucking her, you're choking her, you're fucking calling her a slut, you're going at it, you're going crazy. You're pulling her hair, you're holding her hands down, and then in the midst of all of this, you give her some spit action, okay? So spit in the mouth, but like a little bit of the drip. Then when you get more intense with her, right, then you can hold her mouth open and you can just like really hard, like spit in her mouth like she's a fucking piece of shit, okay? That's the whole point of being dominant, all right? Remember, I know some of you are watching this, you're like, what the actual fuck? I don't know why you're still on this video. I guess you're watching it for the cringe, whatever. So, you violently spit into her mouth, forcefully spit, and like, puh, You know, I'm not good at spitting. You know, your friends who are really good at spitting, you know, they can like get that and they can like launch it for like professionally. I wish I had that skill. I never got that skill. When I spit, it's just like a spray, right? But you know, for those guys who are good at spitting, this is your sport, okay? So you're fucking her, spitting her mouth. Now, one way you can do it to kind of like lead up to it, because some of you are probably still like, oh my God, this is terrible. When you're just doing normal fucking, right? Instead of doing this, where it can feel very like too dominating, what you can do is tell her to open her mouth. So have her just kind of go, she might even say, what? She'll be like, just open your mouth. And she'll go, all right? And then you can tell her like, stick out your tongue. And just like when you're to come on a girl's face, right? You tell her, stick out your tongue and beg for it. She's like, right? So with this, you tell her to open her mouth, stick out her tongue, and get her in the mood, right? You work your way up to the spit. Then you do the thing where you start to gather the spit in your mouth. And so you've got her a part of it, and she's having a lot of fun with it. Now, spitting on the face, this is where, because spitting on elsewhere in the body, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Like if you're fucking a girl doggy style and you just spit on her back, like, I don't know, it doesn't have any meaning, right? The only like spitting action is either you're spitting on your hand to lube up your dick or her pussy, or you're spitting on her mouth or on her face. So spitting on her face, that's where the fun is. Now, spitting on her face. Okay, this is like some extreme shit. I consider it super normal, but I've seen over my career of teaching guys that a lot of the stuff that I consider normal is not normal to people. So, okay, I'll explain this very carefully. So, when you're spitting on a girl's face, again, it's gonna be like you're in the fucking mood, you're going crazy with her, like you guys are just, like it's some hard fucking sex, okay? Then, in the midst of that, you go for it and you spit on her face, okay? For those of you who are super careful and you want to be super sure, this might be a thing that you want to talk about beforehand. When you're ready to spit, I mean, there's a manual on spitting, you know? This is where the spray really works well, right? The spray spitting, and you just spit on her face. And from your perspective, you're like, this is so weird. But man, like when you're in I'll spit on her and she's just like, it just gets that look like, love it. And you're just like, what the fuck? You know, like she's into it, right? You understand that girls can be dirty and she's into this, but you still ask yourself why. It's just fun. It's just masochism, okay? And once you spit in her face, what you can do is you can wipe it all over her face, and you can just do one of these like things, okay? And it's a bit, you can hear my voice a little devilish, like, right? It's fun, man, okay? So, spitting in the mouth, start slow, work your way up to the hard spitting, and then, it's hard not to laugh when I talk about this, because my director's just fucking losing his mind. Like, I think some people would prefer if I was like, and then you spit into her mouth. You're like, I'm so mature and sexy about it, but I know that some people are gonna watch this and be incredibly cringed out. And I'll probably have a cringe compilation made of this as other videos have, but you know, at least I'm having fun sex and you're not, bitch. Okay, so spit on her face, wipe it all over her. You know, just make sure that when you're done fucking her, that you wipe it up for her and you tell her good job, kiss her, thank you, and spitting is very degrading. Obviously, that's why it's so funny, kind of. So make sure that you do a lot of aftercare after this, okay? So remember to watch part 2 where I talk about making a girl comfortable and dealing with aftercare and her subspace when she's feeling, after enjoying something so degrading that she's cared about and that you're being affectionate, and that, you know, you might have degraded her in bed, but you don't think any less of her in real life, okay? So, cool. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com, teaching you how to spit in girls' mouths and on their face and wipe it all over them, but in a loving way, because that's what a good dom does. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.